Hello everyone, so we will be flying the Mobula 6 HDZero here in the office. We will be doing some indoor flights and I'll show you the gears that I use for this video. Alright, so first is this Sky Zone Cobra X. This is a large box type goggles. And of course, this is not your typical Sky Zone or Fat Shark goggles, the small one. Cheaper than those that I said earlier. We have this VRX of HDZero with a custom mount, 3D printed here. Okay, I'll try to post a link of this item so that you can see for yourself and you can check. We also have some patch antenna. No, these are lollipop antennas. This is Fox here. This is, I think, a generic one. This two mushroom type, I just got it from another goggles. I just use it here because I will be just doing some indoor flights. So this will work. Next is the Mobula 6 HDZero edition. Alright, as you can see, this is the Mobula 6. It's really small, 65 millimeters. Motor pose to motor pose. Okay, I'm copying Nick Burns on that. But this is really small. As you can see, it can fit the palm of my hand. So this is the Mobula 6. It's really small. We are using bi-blades. And yeah, we have the HDZero as the VTX. And since we will be flying this, I have a couple of batteries here. We have the GNB 380 milliampere battery. This is my go-to battery. It still doesn't have that battery sag after quite some time of use. But this one, the HappyModel 300 milliampere, it already has a battery sag. So even though I charge it at 4.20, sometimes it will drop to 3.6 just for after a few seconds of flight. So there's a big battery sag there. GNB much more resistant. But for this HDZero, I'm quite happy using the 530 milliampere of GNB. This one can last up to 3 minutes of flight indoors, probably around 3 minutes and 30 seconds up to 4 minutes indoors. But if you're outside, 2 minutes to 3 minutes. Okay, so we will be powered we will power the VRX using this 450 milliampere battery of my Firefly. Since I still don't have a separate battery that could power both the goggles, so that would go for now. But if you have a bigger battery, probably at least 3000 milliampere for both the goggles and the VRX, that would work for a few hours of flight. Alright, so using this, I could probably last an hour of flight just powering the VRX. Alright, lastly is this Radio Master Zorro. I really like this controller. This is a game, yeah, looks like a gamepad, yeah. And you have a lot of switches here. I really like this. I use this for most of my ELRS system. And that's the gears that we use for this flight. And hopefully you will find this interesting, and we will do the flight for the HDZero Mobula 6. Alright, so we are now using the 530 milliampere GNB. What is that error? I'm not sure. What's that error? that? I hope it is captured in the video. Oops. But there are some signal problem there. So I'm not sure if I should lower down the output power of the VTX to less than 200, so it's not going overheating like this. Those are good pixels, right? Dead pixels. I hope it can be seen on the flight footage. I'll try to report it with HappyModel. I think it has something to do with the random there's a lag, probably less than half a second. Try to see if there's an update.
I haven't touched anything yet. See that? Oh my god, that's I haven't done anything to the Mobula 6, which is why I was surprised with what is happening now. I'm just doing some indoor flights. See? Which is why I'm hitting those things. Because of that. What's happening? Yes, see that? It's really difficult to do.
It's difficult to maneuver because you're seeing those rainbow. One more before I end this session. I'm okay. When I look at black, at that black screen, you can see those white noise. It's with the VRX. No, the VTX, because the VRX is okay. So I'm not sure if it's because of the firmware. Good, right? Okay, so we finished the flight of the Mobula 6, but I faced some problems along the way. During the first flight, it was okay, but I hit a gap, so it's quite sensitive to collision. So the VTX suddenly went it was cut. It showed that rainbow error that is familiar with HDZero. Now, when I turned it on again for my second flight, I noticed something. When I'm facing black objects, there are some white noise happening. I'm not sure why. So, I just continued the flight. Everything is okay still. But on my third flight, I was noticing another problem, and that is those random static delays that when it happens, there's a less than a second lag between the VRX and the VTX, and I'm not sure if it's caused by the collision or if there's a problem with the firmware. So I'm still not updating both the VTX and the VRX until now. So I'll try to look if there's an update for the Mobula 6 or if there's an update for the HDZero. Okay, so what are my thoughts for the Mobula 6? This is really quite a good tiny whoop. I really like this size compared with the 75mm, the Mobula 7. This is quite small. It can really fit those really tight gap. But the only problem is really the size of battery it can hold. For this frame, it's really too small. It can only fit the 380 milliampere. Probably something longer than the 380 milliampere. I was hoping that it can fit a 530 milliampere, but I'm still trying to find a way on how to mount it here. As you can see, it doesn't fit. It's really quite small. Now, what I do is I use a 530 that is slanted here. So the battery is placed here, and I put a rubber band. Now the main problem now is this VTX gets quite hot. It melts. It melted the rubber band that I used. This one, once it touches that UFL connector. I'm not sure if I need to lower down my output power to 25 if I'm doing just indoor flights, because it really melted some of the rubber band that I used. So I'm not sure if that would fix it, but lowering down my output power would shorten my it would really shorten my range. So I think that 200 milliampere is a good output power for probably to 100 to 200 meter range of flights. So you'll just need to adjust your antennas. So that is the main problem. Also, as you can see with the Mobula 6, those chips are exposed. So I'm not sure if we can fit the Mobula 6 canopy here, that the one I used for the Mobula 6. I'm not sure if it would fit here, but if it would, I would probably use it instead of this, although it would be heavier than the current canopy, but that would help to ensure that it would not be hit, especially if I use the drone outside, wherein there are a lot of ways to collide with something, a branch, leaves. So I think that would be better compared to this one, but it's really too exposed. Alright, I think those are the things that I noticed with the Mobula 6 HDZero while doing this indoor flight. But nevertheless, it's really a good drone. We cannot argue with that. I really enjoyed using it like a cine book, especially how clear you can see everything now compared with an analog like Mobula 6. No doubt it is a good system, HDZero, but the problem that I faced here, I'm not sure if those are bugs or if there's a fix that needs to be done with the TX or the PRX. I'm really just too not too keen with the sensitivity of the VTX. That just a simple bump would mean that it will lose its connection. I hope they can fix it in probably a future update, or probably on a future component when you do an upgrade on your HDZero device. But I hope they can do it. They can do something about it, because it's really messy. Because one time it happened to me while I'm in flight and I was outdoor. I just hovering around this lamppost when suddenly the connection was cut. My only option is to disarm so that the quad would not fly away. I hope they can do something about it. It's really bugging me, because it happened to me. I fly with Firefly and it flew so far. It's too expensive to lose it, especially for those of you who are watching who will spend a lot of money to buy these drones. Those kind of problems is really major, and I hope TINHiFi will do something about it. Okay, hopefully it would not be too sensitive, or probably when it hits something it will just make it static, but you can still see something on the footage, so that you can land the drone somewhere safe instead of just cutting it over. And what if you're using a 5-inch drone and it hits somewhere and it hits someone? It's really problematic, and I hope they do something about it. So now we are at the end of the video. If you like some of the items that I showed you, I'll be putting some affiliate links on the description box below. It would be no extra cost to you, but I will receive some small commission for each item that you will buy, and I'll try my best to improve on these videos so that it would entertain you, and at the same time it will help you if you have some problems with your gadgets, drones, or whatever. And I'm really happy that we are here and you have spent a moment of your time watching this video, and for that I'm really thankful for you. Okay, so if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you're not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. And as always, see you on the next video. Happy flying, and see you around. Bye-bye.